Hello, welcome in. Today is February 24th, 2024, and today is day 45 of 100 days, 100 ways, trails taken. So we're still under our where have you been, and we're still working with travel. So, question today is a two-parter. First part, would you go to outer space if the opportunity was presented to you? Yes or no? Now, part two. How about inner space? Yes or no? Okay, so would you go to either? Would you go to inner space? Would you go to outer space? And what exactly do those mean to you? Outer space could mean literally anything that's outside of our body, outside of our being. That's outer space, right? Inner space can be anything that's spiritual, thoughtful, emotional, like anything that happens on the inside of our body could be referred to as inner space. Or we could go there like The Fantastic Voyage, or what's that other one? Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Do they go inside the body? I remember there's some movie from when I was younger that I think they did that. Somebody went inside the body. Or like The Magic School Bus. My kids watch that show. They did that sometimes too. So yeah, or outer space, like up above the earth, out beyond, our atmosphere, out maybe even beyond our collective consciousness, right? I've heard that said of some people that have gone to space, how lonely it is and how disconnected they felt. I believe that could be a thing, right? Like our frequencies here, our density holds our frequency here. And if you go to outer space, you take your own frequency with you, but you don't take the others, right? You wouldn't take us with you. You would be there, unless of course there were people on the voyage with you, which would be very fun and I think very necessary, because it would be scary and lonely and cold and dark. But then at the same time would bring in that ultimate connection of you and the divine, because there wouldn't be any separation. There never is any separation there. But the noise that we get from others' frequencies, from our own emotions, from our own, things that go on here on the earth, I think it would be a very interesting experience. I think maybe also this might be some kind of experience people have with psychedelics and hallucinogenics and plant medicines and things. Maybe that does happen in some way, that we disconnect from others so we can only hear our own frequency. So that's going to be something I'm looking into doing for a upcoming episode after we're finished with the workbook, because we end on 4/20, which is April 20th. And I think I'd like to do a special episode around plant medicine and those kinds of things. So I'm going to collect me up some experts and probably have that over there on the Women's Wellness Network. So I'll let you know when that's coming about. Otherwise, I think, going to outer space and going to inner space could be this kind of the same experience if you're going to inner space and connecting to the divine there, which also, when you get into that quiet meditation, or like when you are just drifting to sleep, right? In that space where you're disconnecting from the outside world, from outer space. I know for myself that dream, almost like it's not quite the dream and it's not quite sleeping, it's something else, but I know I'm not listening to what's happening around the room or outside. I know that my eyes have changed focus, I guess, from outside to inside. They're just little cameras, right, that look out at the world and see what we need to take in. But when they're actually, the camera's turned off, we can see on the inside in a different way, right? Also why dreams are so fascinating, but that's for another episode. So the question today, would you go to outer space? Yes or no? How about inner space? Yes or no? A lot can be contemplated on those two things. Anyways, until tomorrow for day 46, be well. Have a nice evening. See the sun shining in? It's going to be a beautiful sunset. Maybe I'll post a picture later if it's a good one. Okay, there it is. Be well.